I've nearly finished setting up the Iron Emu, my 90 Prado, for four-wheel drive exploring and camping, and where possible I've chosen to use high-quality Australian-made products when I'm putting accessories on it or modifying the vehicle. Today, I want to tell you about the choice I've made for my roof rack. This is a Tradesman Roof Rack, Australian-made, made to order. This is the steel oval version of racks they make. It's 3/4 length, and it is a tradie style, so it just has the bars on the side, and I've opted for a low profile bar on the side. No sunroof on this car, but the 3/4 length rack I think looks much nicer. I rarely fill it all the way up, so I save weight in that regard. The main thing is the tent goes on all right with a little bit of overhang, the Oztent, and I think it's more aerodynamic this way. So if this was brought forward, you've got the nice sort of curvature of the windscreen, and then it sort of hits a wall. Whereas with this, my theory is, as it's blasting through the air, it's a little better off. But you can make up your own mind about that. Plus, I think this rack at this length on this car looks really cool and suits the vehicle. It's fully customizable, so I asked Tradesman to add a plate to the front left. I had every intention of mounting my UHF antenna bracket up here. As you can see, no mesh floor. I opted against the mesh floor. It saves on weight, and I'm just trying to keep it simple. So far, I haven't had a drama. I just need to be a bit smarter with how I tie things down. On the back bar, there's another plate welded on with bolt holes pre-drilled, so you can add things like lights, accessories, anything you want to it, which I think for something as basic or as utilitarian as this rack, it's a really nice feature for people to customize it later how they want to. Super strong welds all round, quality work by a local Australian. I really like the low clearance there on the roof. They custom make all their brackets to suit the vehicle, so they are the ideal height. Everything's custom. I really like these tradie style racks with the bars just on the sides. You can butt your lengths of wood or your tent, your camping gear up against it, and it's easier to tie down. It also gives you a point to hold onto, to grab onto as you're coming up and doing stuff on the rack from the side. And I think it's a little safer when you're up top. You know, if you can hold onto it as you're moving around the rack, and you're not just going to fall off the edges, so you know where the edges are. So yeah, I highly recommend these. If you don't know exactly what you want, I think a basket rack can limit you, because you may want to use the space differently and have things overhang. These are a great versatile option for having a full rack on your roof. You've probably got a burning question, which is how much does it weigh? And I'll get to that in a sec. Tradesmen have been manufacturing racks in Victoria since 1978. And they're one of the last remaining suppliers in Australia that manufacture their own racks here. They tailor toward the commercial sector and off-road applications. Proudly Australian made, proudly Australian owned. They've actually got two sites, so they back onto each other at different addresses, and one is their manufacturing facility and the other is their fitting facility and customer direct face-to-face service with them, which is awesome. So I think, yeah, they've got like a back fence path arrangement where they can take things between the sites, but without driving around. So that actually happened because they needed a slightly different part for the gutter mounts, and they just shot down the back to the other site, came back with it. It's a premium option, so this roof rack isn't cheap. So if you compare it to the Chinese ones coming in, various brands, you know, you're looking at 2 to 3 times the price probably for a customized rack, how you want it like this. So you've got to weigh that up. This isn't for everyone, but I'm at a point in my life where I wanted to buy quality things and not have to worry about them, and certainly this has been great so far. I reached out to Tradesman Roof Racks and got a quote from them, and then we had a chat. I told them about the channel, and they were prepared to give me a reasonable discount. It was simply, they knew it was going to be seen on the channel, and they were happy to help out for that mutual benefit. Have chosen this myself and want to share it with you, and I think it's really good. Really, really good. As promised, the rack, including the additional plate for the aerial, weighs approximately 23 kilograms. and the 6 mounting feet weigh another 6 kilograms. Given the Prado's dynamic load limit of 100 kilos, that means I've got 71 kilograms of payload left up top. With the aerial though, and the pair of max tracks, I estimate that's another 10 kilograms. So with the car set up as it is, as you're looking at it, let's call it that there's about 60 kilograms that I can play with on the roof. I looked into heaps of different platform rack systems and went down that rabbit hole of research. So the Rhino rack system, Front Runner, there's heaps of them. I opted against that. I really wanted steel because it's strong and it's robust, not an aluminium rack. And I didn't want the hassle of, not the hassle, but I didn't want to be locked into one type of, moving eye bolt and being fiddly with what I fit up there. I like just having the bars. I throw what I want on, I work out how to best tie it down, and I tie it down. As it happens, Tradesman Roof Racks also have their own separately branded line of products called the Wedge Tail, and my friend Jason from Off the Beaten Path has put that on his 76 series, a full platform rack, and it looks really nice. It's not something that I wanted for this, but if you are looking at a really high quality platform rack and you want to buy Australian made, consider the Wedge Tail from Tradesman Roof Racks. Distinguished campers, I'm splitting this one in two. The next video in just a few days, we'll talk about using roof racks in general for camping. See you then.